Hello? Hello, everyone. It's time to continue. Hey, 1 second. Okay. And Manolane is, as is usual, milling about aimlessly. Rip, dude. I love this. And Manolane. You'd take forever to finish the job without the benefit of my duties, or more specifically my telescope. Come from what to begin our search. Oh, it's coming to help. Go. Excuse me? Who's that? Hey, the long jump. I spied my little telescope. A massive sheep thing, or maybe it's a car. Not what we're after. Give away. Is that an acorn? Oh. No, just a wind scrap. Other than that, it's all snow. But like, what do I see over yon hillock? There's no mistaking it, that's a girl. There behind that tree. It looks like she's running away from something. Though sure I got hurt. She wouldn't even know we're here unless she had a telescope like mine. All I can tell you is that she's wearing a pale green dress, a rather fetching one at that. She'll be long gone by the time we get anyone here. I'll let Lucia know where you're headed. Oh, take these warming tinctures with you. Indeed. That's actually very thoughtful, thank you. But wouldn't you need some yourself? No, I'll be fine. As a man of chivalry, my honor demands I do no less. And lest we forget, the very reason we are here is to protect those in need. Now go and Godspeed. Footprints appear to be the same as those previously, and they lead towards the building. Does she hide behind the boxes? At first we thought she'd gone inside the building, but the door doesn't look to have been opened in some time. We might still be nearby, so we'll keep looking around here. And again, it's possible that she ran right past this place. Would you mind searching up area? Oh, cutscene. Right. What's happening? Hello? 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 Oh! The girl in the green dress anxiously surveys her surroundings. Were you to call out for distance and might attract wild beasts to your location, it would be safe to get close first, but you must do so without drawing her attention. Oh, okay. Stealth. The object will end in failure if you are noticed. Should you fail to complete the objective? Yes. Sneaky, sneaky. What is that? Huh? Ah. Oh, jeez. Right, let's try that again. So far, so good. That was good. Oh. Someone there? Cool. Cool. The brilliance, right? Catch my breath. Should we look around? Hello. If those beasts spot me, I'm done for. Indeed you are, little lady. Indeed you are. Oh, she's wearing that hat. Coffee? I hope my luck holds. Got to keep going. They're all depending on me. Oh, is there more? Oh, is this supposed to be snow? I don't know why that one's completely untouched then. Zip, 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 zip. Hello. Hello, I'm here. Hi, how are you? Still in one piece. Greetings. Greetings. Salutations, lady in green. Egas! Who are you? Can we get this on our human characters? Stay back. This house is packed with explosives. Take another step and I'll blow this place sky high. We just want to talk. We have no intention of hurting or taking anything from you. I give you my word. We and our comrades have come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. They'd ways to Garlemald, and they won't stop until they've destroyed the entire world. They're the enemy. On our way, we encountered Imperial soldiers who had been made their thralls. Those poor souls are now in our care, and we are striving to cure them of their affliction. You're the first person we've met who wasn't already enslaved. How were you able to escape the Telophary's influence? Are there others like you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overwhelm you. Let's start with introductions. Can you tell me your name? My name is Lucinia. As for how I've managed to stay sane, I've been asking myself the same question. Ever since that night and the roar, that terrible roar, and then screams. I was screaming too, I think. I'm not sure, can't remember. Then came the silence. Everything was still. It was like waking up from a nightmare. I thought that maybe the fighting had stopped, so I stepped outside. If your heels are real, your hells are real, I saw one that day. I ran, past friends, people I'd known all my life, eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were mad and violent. I saw them struggle with soldiers but didn't stay to watch. I fled as far as my luck would take me. She had family. No, this is Victor's Spoils, a mansion for retired soldiers. Well, that it was, but now me and a few others are borrowing it. As for the explosives, I was making that up. I just wanted to keep everyone safe, and I didn't know if you were. The truth is, our supplies are running low. You said you're here to help, can you? Of course, whatever assistance we can provide, we will. We'd be fooled to let foreign troops into our home. Having said that, will you provide us with the means of heating the place? As a sign of goodwill, perhaps we could take you at your word. Maybe build it under the gazebo? The boa. Oh, who's that? Hello? We'll talk to Ali though. Oh, you got radio, dude. What they need most is a decent meal. Food back at their camp, but there's the distance to consider. Early signs of frostbite. This must be treated quickly. So, all's well, all's well. With food in my belly and a song in my heart. Okay, let's go talk to Licinia. Liciania's inner turmoil is rich plain on her face. I'm sorry, I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all that's happened. Now that you're here, though, I'm hoping things might change for the better. You know, I've worked up quite a sweat from all that running about, so I'll leave space around the fire for others. As you can tell, they are in far worse state than me. We're trying to look for somewhere warmer, or with more food, but they're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health, which I don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? I can treat their frostbite and their wounds, but it will take some time for the fire to do its work. Now, would you be a good occasion to... That would be a good occasion to make use of a manual's tinctures, the ones that come on the body from the inside. Would you make sure everyone gets one? The Malalaine, sorry. That's the name of... One of these might be. The number seems to be into society. Though I suspect once the fire dies, it will return with a vengeance. More tinctures. I've never heard of such a thing. But tell me, have you heard aught of the city? Though calling it that seems absurd after what's happened, there's nothing but ruins there. Few buildings still stand, often no more than meagre protection from wind and snow. Food production, water production, the magitech that sustains us has come to a grinding halt. What machina that remains operational cannot be run for lack of cerulean. Of course, cerulean is full of the stuff, for all the good that it does. No one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. I don't think these guys have anything meaningful to say, do they? Haha, 'twas a joke. Ha 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 ha. If I laughed, 'tis that I may not weep. Poet, and alas, my tears would freeze on my cheeks. The blessed damned, to bear witness to the fall of the great empire while our brethren lie dead, or live on the puppets of flesh. In a cacophony of gunfire, explosions and screams was our beloved city razed at the ground. From the rubble rose the dishevelled remnants, their lavish finery caked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly towards the palace, each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering perhaps to the architect of our destruction. A hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness, which I knew better than to plead with the horde. I fled from my home, if not my conscience preserved. Now I wait with my fellow cowards for our final judgment. He's a little bit insane. I don't think he's going to make it through very well. This is the radio. Different types of smiles by far the most superior. Made of quality components craft finest ore sourced from Locus Amonis. It is. Not all that useful interprets since the capital of Belladrina. The people at the broadcasting station must have either fled or ended up by the others, since all we've been hearing is the same music played over and over again. Home beyond the horizon. A ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our ancestral home. We may have founded an empire in the frozen waste, but we always hoped to take back what was once ours. It is a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardship, better days will surely come. Despite everything, I believe that Emperor Varus yet lives, and that he speaks to us through our radiance. It was a cunning strategy, breaking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. She wants to tincture as well, doesn't she? Yep. There you go. So this is what you gave the others. Thank you. I'll save it for later. Anything to ask? What do you want, lady? How do we reach it? Airships. Then there might be a way to... Sinia. Where is everyone? A voice from inside, you say? Must be imagining things. Oh, she's lying, dude. She's hiding something, dude. If you are mind to continue helping us, perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake. There's a small group of tappers living there. People whose job was to extract cerulean. They still do, from what we can tell. I've already tried asking if they would share their shields, but they're not willing to give it. They want food in exchange, lots of food, and that's something we don't have. On top of that, to even reach their den, you'd have to make it way past all the creatures. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. If the offer still stands, that is. Oh, I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might be another way to pay the tappers. Gonna be cheeky, dude. Then you'll have to cross the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, you need to take the long way around. Finding the entrance can be a bit tricky too, so it's easier to just look for someone standing guard outside, however you decide. Seeing many new models. Oh, you see that? Hello. Excuse me. Oh, fine. What do you mean I stand out like a sore thumb? Pure Bloods over at Victor's Spoils hadn't given away our location. You'd never had found us. Those stuck-up arseholes thought they could come waltzing in here demanding to room and nothing for in return. Ha! Looks like the boot's on the other foot now. The capital's gone to shite. So you've resorted to sending you to negotiate. I know your game, Sasso. If you think we'll give you into intimidation. Oh. There you are. After you left, Lindsay asked me to go and catch up with you in case you needed a hand. Someone must have let slip that I have a little experience in transporting barrels of cerulean. So this is the tapper's den. Well then, after you. Hey, what do they ought to say? Hello. Hello. Who are you? The Orzians and rebels have here to save people of Garlemald? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why on earth would you pass up this chance to put those Imperial bastards to the sword? Let me guess, none of you are Guardian, you were brought here from other lands. Girabania, Yangtze, or bullshit and mastered to name but a few. Some dragged here against our will, others fled bollocks but about a better life. All put to work, tracking cerulean. All given the esteemed title of Arm, placing us firmly at the bottom rung of the ladder. But the old hierarchy means nothing in the new Garlemald, says we. About the only thing that's escaped more or less unscathed is cerulean ignorance, still sustaining us. Even with that, 8 masters out of the price. Picture. Bottom of the lake, but how can you do that? It's frozen over. How would you like to say? At any rate, it's not that the cerulean is used for much these days. What with the city in ruins, we take enough power to ready and save the surplus. Speaking of which, be sure to tell the contingent we've got the cerulean by the barrelful. If they're interested, we'll exchange it for whatever provisions they're willing to spare. I can't live in here, exactly, Lizzie. Free to go, go where? Even if we managed to get back to our homeland, we'd be nothing left to us. Thanks to the Empire, and the knowledge and skills we acquired working here will be practically useless outside of Garlemald. So we're staying for the time being. As long as there's a need for cerulean, we'll find a way to get by. Even if Garlemald as we knew it is gone for good. Gone for good? Right. Hello. Regardless of what this ill-supplied contingent does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be a cause for celebration, while for others, their whole way of life will have been turned upside down. After all the atrocities committed in the Empire's name, perhaps it is for the best that it is consigned to history. But what of the ordinary people? Their lives, their stories, should they be forgotten too? I suppose there'll be plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see about getting some cerulean. Indeed. Cheers. Indeed. Well, the pure blood of convicted. save our sister. Okay, that's good. There's. Oh my word. Okay. Stormy day. Oh, did they beat up Halfino? What the heck? Torturous is when you are waiting in the wings for us to show weakness, then you sweep. Save the other mistake, we've got bigger problems. No sign of either of them. Where are they? Where did they go? Away from you and yours. And if you think I'll tell you, you're a fool. Sound of clinking glass. There are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? To die. Better for them to flee, keep their purity intact, and be corrupted by your vile magics. We were waiting for a chance to free them since the moment you arrived. We'll do our best to find them quickly. Oh dear, Jesus. There's only one path out here, so then we'll start there. few sets of fresh footprints, young women judging by their size. Definitely them. I have a bad feeling about this. The trail stops at the frozen lake. Perhaps they chose this route so not to leave footprints. I can't think of any other reason. If this place is falling with Vita, I can only imagine how hard it must be for her alien sister to cross the ice. We really do have Alpha herself. We can't afford to wait. We have to split them up for clues. Well, they were hit. The blood staining the snow appears to be fresh, judging by the amount the victim may have been severely wounded. Red of blood leads southeastwards. Dude. Oh, dude. Fucking sucked it. This seems a bit weird.
Blood trail. We found one. They were attacked.
Dude, that's upsetting.
No. Why wouldn't they?
Safer to brave the wilds than trust in our magic. We should have... I should have... We can't leave them like this. We have to take them home.
What if we're only making it worse?
Maybe we don't belong here, but neither do they.
Not here in the
Not
wind
out
and the
here
dark.
in the wind and the cold.
Dude.
I heard the story about Varus's voice from beyond the grave. Of course, I didn't believe it, but Licinia and her sister did. Perhaps there is something to the tale after all.
Well, that's the same.
I want to understand. So I'm going to borrow this for a while, if that's all right. You had every reason not to trust us. We came as trespassers, invaders. But I pray that in time, we will be more than that to you. That we will find a way to help your loved ones. And see that no more children are left to freeze alone in the snow.
Dude. Did we never have come here? Would they still be alive if we hadn't? Dude. Arthur has told the ship that he has not forgotten his duty. Lad. Right. Yeah. Indeed. Oh, is it not working? Um. The heck? Aha, it's working. Right. Roulette. I probably do roulette. Hello. Alicia and Alf tell me that you finished their preliminary research with the hybrid brain from saying much more on that. They want to provide details.
Thank you for your report. We shall inform the troops of these developments and instruct them to proceed with the utmost caution should they encounter any survivors.
Indeed. Don't hurt any more people. Lucia, you giant woman.
Allow me to go and speak with the ones at the Victor's spoils. They may be more willing to listen to a fellow Garlean and accept our offer of assistance.
I pray you are right. And though I am loath to burden you any further, should there be an appropriate occasion to speak of Licinia and her sister, please do so.
I am sorry to have put you through this.
My distress is nothing compared to their suffering. So tell me, what else have we learned?
As you may have already heard, we have succeeded in curing the members of the Populares, Maxima identified. They have provided us with some intriguing insights into the current state of Garlemald. The assassination of Emperor Varus was the catalyst for the civil war. Nerva declared his claim to the throne, and his opponents refused to recognize it. Fighting broke out in the capital, where Nerva's Third Legion clashed with the First, who remained loyal to Varus even after his death.
Of course, even Imperial warmongers would balk at the idea of turning their shining city into a battleground. Like burning down the wood to spite the wasps. Neither side would be so mad. Unless something or someone inflamed their animosity to such an extent that they could not help but act against their better judgment.
It brings to mind events at the Gimlet Dark, does it not? The Emperor's sudden withdrawal from the front lines, specifically. Nerva and his father, Titus, Varus's then political rival, took advantage of rumors that Crown Prince Xenos had been possessed by a demon.
Elidibus, what better way to disparage your enemies than with the truth, or a close enough approximation?
Indeed. But before their accusations could be substantiated, many of Titus's followers were silenced. While some were merely stripped of their status, others died under curious circumstances. One after another, suddenly and suspiciously.
Again, Elidibus. Like as not, he had a hand in it. No evidence was found to implicate Varus, certainly. Nevertheless, Titus, Nerva, and the Third Legion would have judged it a brazen attempt by the Emperor to rid himself of his political enemies.
Oh dear.
And then, in the midst of this growing turmoil, Varus Sosgalvis is murdered. And Garlemald's own prodigal son, Gaius van Belsar, is named the murderer. Shortly thereafter, Nerva claims the right of succession, and in response, the First Legion claims the assassination was part of a coup d'etat orchestrated by Titus and Nerva.
Oh my god. It's a mess.
Else is to blame.
I should add that both parties received substantial financial backing, presumably to provide them with the means and encouragement to pursue a swift victory, and that these contributions came from the self-same benefactor.
I'd heard House Brutus had been filling the Third Legion's coffers, but the First as well.
It would seem so. Though the Populares determined that the First Legion received funds from a variety of organizations, all had connections to House Brutus.
Oh my word, someone's got a lot of money. Jesus Christ.
So Fandaniel, in the guise of Asahi, was playing both sides against each other the entire time.
The information we gained from my friends does not end there. One night, shortly after fighting broke out, the capital was shaken by an immense tremor. From that point onward, they have no memories, no recollection of any events, including our clash on the Magna Glaciers. But when asked about the Imperial Palace and its bizarre transformation, they somehow recall Emperor Varus giving them orders in their dreams. May the Tower of Babel stand as testament to the glory of Garlemald.
This sounds awfully familiar.
Oh my word. More brainwashing.
We have something to show you all.
Varus spoke to them through this radio. Perhaps it was a recording, but if not, that would be inexplicable.
We are of one mind, then.
The ether that permeates the ore used in this device is almost identical to that of the talismans.
I see it. While it is likely more by coincidence than design, these devices might also ward against a primal's influence. A picture is beginning to form. If the tremor felt throughout Garlemald was a wave of ether emitted by a primal, then while those within range would have been tempered, those huddled around a radio desperate for news concerning the Civil War would have been spared.
Oh, that's interesting.
No wonder Licinia kept it close.
My friends, I must speak with you. A young man was caught trying to steal our supplies. He is a soldier of the Iron Men, we think, but one who has not been made thrall. Thankfully, Magni restrained him before blood was spilled. The stranger is outside, if you wish to ask him questions.
Yes, please. Let me go.
I think we do.
Have a chat.
Who do we have here?
Garleans? Traitors to your homeland! Have you no shame?
I am Lucia Junius, a Temple Knight of Ishgard. And you are?
Iulus Pier Norbanus. And that's all you invaders will get from me.
We are not here to invade Garlemald. Far from it. Like you, our allies in Eorzea and the Far East fight in defense of their lives and their loved ones even as we speak. But it is the people of Garlemald who have suffered most. This we know. And that is why we have come to offer you our aid, that we may unite against our common foe. Whether you believe me or not, those are the facts. Now, answer me this. Why would a proud soldier of the Empire be reduced to stealing? The situation must be dire indeed for you to go to such lengths. If it is supplies you seek, we would gladly share ours, or turn a blind eye while you leave with your spoils.
I will not negotiate. My commander will determine how to deal with you and yours. If you wish to treat with him, I will take you, but no more than 3.
Oh.
I don't much like the sound of that. But if we do accept his proposal, I suggest the 2 of us and...
Magni.
Please allow me and Alize to act as envoys.
Oh.
May I ask why?
We have seen with our own eyes the hardships the Garleans face. How their futures and lives hang in the balance.
It's not the warmest invitation, but it's an opportunity to prove our intentions true. Maybe not a chance to make things right, but a chance to make them better.
I can see that persuading you otherwise is a lost cause. But you will proceed with the utmost care.
Indeed. Don't get hurt again. Don't kill anyone.
couple of children and what? A sellsword? Is this an insult?
Not in the least. You will find that they are more than qualified to speak on our behalf.
There are many dangers on the road ahead. I will need that back.
You will be received as invited guests, so I urge you to observe proper social etiquette and conduct yourselves accordingly. Your safe return takes precedence above all else. Banquet in particular will be worried sick if you're gone too long. May the Fury watch over you and keep. Where is Banquet? Let's go. We head over the hill and follow the road until we reach Liminal Station 4. I'll watch the road ahead while we bring up the rear. I wasn't lying about there being many dangers, so you're to run, not saunter, run towards the station. If you ever even think about going for your weapon, the deal's off. Should any creatures bar the way, we go around them. Okay. Okay, that's easy enough. If I draw my weapon, then it fails, right? Okay. Over here. Hello. Okay. Hi. This is it, the first stop, that is. Unusual headquarters. Since it appears you've kept your side of the bargain, we can carry on. None of the station is Regio Domarum, one of the main residential areas, or at least it was. It seems rare. The streets, in fact, have turned to shreds if given a chance. will be heading northeast. While the route itself is straightforward, getting past the hordes unseen is anything but. Keep your weapons at the ready. Though we'll try to avoid touching the chances of sneaking by completely unnoticed are slim. I will lead the way, but in the event we are seen, you'll have to fight them off. Those two will follow us, provided they can refrain from drawing their weapons. While I doubt they will be foolish enough to stab their guide in the back, I will not take the chance. With that said, let us proceed. See why your camera shows you. Julius, that contingent has secure the destruction of template, as we call them. Your people would need to be taken into custody, that we may administer the treatment, but they would eventually regain their sanity. I mean, what I said, these people deserve any death. I stayed my hand before only out of a desire to remain undiscovered, and that is still the higher priority. We should continue to avoid any unnecessary confrontations. Keep following the railway. Okay. Okay, right. Oh, another fight. But what they have become, would you still stand there and claim that they can be cured? There is exposed to a vast quantity of the virus vapor may suffer severe corruption. Even with treatment, such victims are beyond salvation. You admit it. Now that you have seen these monstrosities for yourself, perhaps you will think twice before speaking of a cure. I hear tune. Is it underground? I think it's underground, isn't it? This is the entrance. Yes, it is. I thought so. This is Tertium, one of Garlemald's largest stations, that now serves as our headquarters. I've already sent the twins ahead. I will be with you soon, so wait for me at the bottom of the stairs. Feodora? Hello. You okay? Hello? Oh, this place is massive. Hello? Hello? It's plain to see why they chose this as their base of operations. It could have done a lot worse. Even so, I imagine it's not the easiest place to live. Indeed, and if Julius was willing to make the perilous journey to Camp Broken Glass in search of food, their air supplies must be all but exhausted. They may be shielded from the windows, though, but it's still bitterly cold. Much like Victor's Spoil, it must be a constant struggle to keep their people warm. Hello? He's a scary looking guy, isn't he? Boris Hatton?
These are their
Yes.
chosen representatives.
Very well. Let us hear what they have to say.
Yes, sir. I present to you our commander, Lord Quintus Vankina, Legatus of the First Legion.
The first? I had no idea you had survived.
We lost our Emperor, our city, more than half our troops. For my wounds, I may never take the field again. But we survived, aye. In a manner much to your liking, I dare say.
We have no intention of adding to your misfortunes, nor do we bear you any ill will.
Spare me. Though you children may speak in earnest, overtures of peace ever ring hollow in my ears. So long as man stands to profit from his neighbor's suffering, war is inevitable. Driven from our ancestral homeland into this blasted waste. Yet still you yearned to rob us of our paltry scraps. 'Twas only with Magitech that you learned to keep your distance. Though we knew it was only a matter of time before you regrouped and returned. Conquest and Empire were our only defenses. Emperors Solus and Varys understood this, and through their campaigns saw us grow and prosper. Much blood has been spilled in Garlemald's name, aye. But if it is a choice between yours and mine, then it is hardly a choice at all.
I do not deny that a great many conflicts throughout history were driven by the desire or necessity to gain by another's loss. That is not why we are here. Nor have we come to petition your aid in the war with the Telophoroi, grave though that threat may be. Our purpose is simply this. We wish to help you. Let us help you. If there is aught that can be done to ease your plight, we would be glad to do it.
Perhaps you would. But regardless of the ideals you espouse, your leaders would not send an army into Garlemald if they did not stand to benefit. If we accept their aid, they will expect their efforts to be rewarded once the Telophoroi are no longer a threat. And after compensation and concessions, the great empire would be brought to heel. Her enemies rejoice at her downfall. Our third eye, a mark of shame.
We won't stand idly by and let your people be humiliated. And we're not alone in that. We only want to make a difference, to make this world of ours better. Surely you can understand that. What I'm trying to say is, there are so many people who just don't care about making you suffer. And maybe that's almost insulting after all the suffering you feel the world has subjected your people to, but believe it or not, that's the truth. And now we're here, and all we're asking is for you to tell us what you want, what you hope for.
So much blood has been shed, so much lost. All because of this endless war. Who wouldn't want to end it? Can we not work together to face our problems as one?
Answer me this, young peacemakers.
This is a good conversation.
If a world without conflict is your desire, why reject the unity and prosperity of Garlemald? Is it because we do not share your faith? That we do not share your heritage? That our ideals and virtues differ? That we cherish and hold in the highest that which you do not? Disparity is the root of discord, and peace built on compromise is flawed and fleeting. Happiness for one and all is a dream, and the reality is that to the victor go the spoils. That is why we Garleans will never submit nor surrender. For freedom and for pride, we will remain true to ourselves until the bitter end. That is my hope. It seems there is nothing more to say on the matter. You will remain here while I decide what is to be done with you. Do not be alarmed. No harm will come to you, if you cooperate.
We will not resist. However, as your guests, I ask that we be allowed to speak with the other members of your group.
As you wish. I had no intention of locking you up, as by dawn you would be frozen stiff and you're no good to me dead. You are free to move about the encampment, but there is one condition. Collar them.
What's this?
What are these?
Incentive. You'll be watched at all times. Stray too far or act suspiciously, and we will administer a rather painful shock. Stop! Keep away from that one. The champion of Eorzea is not so easily cowed. Even if she allowed herself to be collared, the shock would be no more than an itch. No. If she refuses to obey, we will activate the twins' restraints instead.
You needn't worry about us.
We'll forget we're even wearing them soon enough.
Even now, you still... Why go to such lengths? What is it all for?
They're really pushing this Autobahn thing. It wasn't that great.
You are a curious one. A far cry from the merciless barbarian others paint you to be. You will be their warden. Take them away.
Yes, sir.
I would supervise you during your time here. You're really your father. Okay, if I did, and if you try anything, I soon wish you hadn't. No, do you truly intend to speak with the others, or we're in no hurry to disobey Lord Quintus, if that's what you mean. Or perhaps you doubt the wisdom of his decision. Somewhat compromised. Switching off the learning. That situation. Above all else, don't use magics. Okay. You, on the other hand, may go wherever you wish, even outside the camp. And you full well I couldn't stop you if you tried. Do not forget, if you do anything to endanger us or our interests, Alpha and Alice will take your place. What you hear? You'd best keep your hands off the influence, technically, but I'd rather you didn't mess about with it. There are others throughout the city, built by Guardians for Guardians, could teleport all over the blinking light, provided there was a terminal nearby. These days, however, we use the Ignite's power to keep this place lit, though that comes at the cost of its normal function. Cold? Okay. Octavia? It's you. Oh, I served under Lord Gaius in the 14th Legion. I was there on the night Praetorium fell. You and your adventurers, you killed them, my comrades, my friends, swept them aside with the dozens as though they were nothing to you. Maybe I am too, just another faceless enemy to be cut down, but it won't be long until our countrymen return to get what you deserve. Oh, she hates me. Jesus. Start a radio. The radio is the same model. Okay, radio. I know who you are. The Stone Cold Champion of Evil. To gloat, have you? I'll wipe that smoke off your face by the blood of our fallen comrades, I swear. Damn, tore the sutures. All the time, the worst of the lot would have been striking distance. I can't even muster the strength. If it weren't for the third bleeding us, we'd be the end of you. Vigilia's treachery nearly cost Lord Quintus his life, and we made our escape, took shelter in the mansion, tended to the wounded as we prepared to strike again, and then night fell and we gathered around the radio and the roar. Terrible roar. The capital was in chaos, but we were spared. If you can call this mercy, mind intact but body broken, a soldier in name alone. I'd cut you down where you stand if I could, murderer. Did I learn anything? Then your findings are consistent with my own. The plight is desperate indeed. The sick and injured are at greatest risk. Without proper nutrition, I fear they will fall soon. I realise there is precious little we can do for them at present, but I cannot bear to see them suffer. Me going hungry means someone else lives to see another day, so be it. At least I can still serve in that way. Oh, jeez. So those you met fare no better. I was afraid you would say that. I know we were warned against meddling in their affairs, but we can't leave them like this. Perhaps we might gain permission to have the contingent deliver supplies. Quintus may have made his feelings on the matter quite clear, but even he recognized that they are in no position to refuse help. Maybe Julius could persuade him, though we need to persuade Julius first. People have better food and fuel to survive. Have you and the other soldiers been able to procure any more supplies? We even scavenged provisions from the nearby houses, as most families kept rather some sort of way in the event. Still going out is a dangerous work, and we've a lot of mouths to feed. Fuel is the greater concern, though. We had some civilians set aside until it was stolen. We haven't identified the culprit. Could have been other refugees or one of the afflicted, for all we know. Either way, we're down to the last drake, so without the heating they need, those in poor health are going to get worse instead of better. We can hold on a little longer, the situation is sure to change. Everything will change. Then he made his way to the Imperial Palace, or what stands in it. We'd identified the seat of the enemy's power, we realized. Lord Quintus dispatched a messenger to the 10th Legion saying as much, and instructed them to join forces with the provincial leader to prepare for a combined assault on the Telophony. Once our allies arrive, your contingent will be sent running for the hills. Then we shall reclaim the capital by our own hand. How do you intend to survive in the meantime? At this rate, many of your countrymen will perish long before reinforcements reach Gardenland. I need help now. Say the word and we will bring you cerulean. Yeah, dude. Do it. 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 So did he agree to it? No, you will not place Gardenbolt in the depth of her enemies. I, however, have been ordered to search for cerulean outside. As you are under my watch, you will come with me. And leading ambassadors of an enemy contingent on a salvage mission. First location is Forum Solace, a park to the northwest of the station. You are to remain close at all times and act only as ordered. Follow me. Meow. 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 What's the music? Damn. So this is the part. I'm surprised they found space for one among all these buildings. Actually, the recreational areas came first. The houses were later built around them. A healthy society requires communal spaces for children to play and adults to socialize. This park was named after the founding father of them, for the great soloists of the Galvas. Did we come to extract cerulean from the wrecked Magitech armor? Try one more time in case something has been overlooked. I see, then with your permission we will commence the search. This. Go down there. Up. Up. Wait. This is obviously empty. We need to survey this part. Maybe that is not an actual. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. talk to Julius. Hello. Hello. Seems upset. Oh, it's you, Ellie, look. There's no sign of Ellie's cerulean. Hardly surprising, but disappointing nonetheless. Doesn't help notice you gazing at the pond. Is something the matter? What? Yes, I mean, no, It's just, I used to bring my brother and sister here to play. The pond was heated to stop it from freezing over. But like all the other children, they just had to wade in and splash about. Would have stayed there if I didn't drag them out. We'd be sopping wet when all was so said and done, every time. And every time when we'd get home, Mother would scold us, saying we'd catch our death walking around like that. What's that banging? Pond was heated. But that was a long time ago, when the water still flowed clear and wasn't this brackenish. Slightly broken, and the amount of milk in there is possibly the only reason it hasn't frozen over. I'd wager it's still unbearably cold there. They would jump out of their skin if they saw it, but the first has a few foreign dignifary and medici, so it doesn't scare me. I take it you won't mind if I employ a little now. Half an hour, as you have a knack for finding dry wood, why don't you bring me some? Once that's done, a blast of the flare should do the trick. Like, is it going to fetch yourself? There's nothing so old as a practice unprocessed cerulean from the frozen lake, like how the cat is doing. We're talking about a shallow pond in the park, and we have a way of warming ourselves after. Last one to find the tuning pack is alright. I dare say we'll both smell like rotten eggs when this is over. Delve into the miracle work before we hand it again. Oh, she found it then. Oh! What's this? I hope you did. Covering hidden treasure. That's it. And there's still some cerulean left. Ah, the fire's still not early. Hold on. I'll give Alpha a hand. because by fire I am reborn and my clothes are mostly dry now. I appreciate you covering the cerulean, but I wish you'd taken the time to discuss the plan with me beforehand. Despite the way you've been treated in Lord Quintus's eyes, you're still envoys deserving of protection. If you were to die on my watch, he would be most displeased. Your concern is duly noted, but all's well that ends well. Judas, you mentioned coming here with your younger siblings. My father was an accomplished researcher in his youth, and for his contributions to the Empire, awarded an estate. We lived well, better than many. What was Garlemald like in those days? Everything. It was everything you could imagine, and so much more. Coldest winters, we always found warmth and comfort at home. Coming in from the snow, taking off your coat and sitting down for a hot meal with family, visiting friends, relatives, receiving the same welcome, knowing they had everything they needed, walking down the streets, seeing the lights in all the homes, hearing the faint sound of laughter and song of happiness. And although the summers came and went all too quickly, in that brief respite the ice would melt and the forgotten grass could make its triumphant return. Grey clouds gave way to blue skies. Some mornings we'd climb to the top of the tallest building we could find. Need to hold on a little longer. Now the fire is burned out, you should ready to move on. Okay, and my comrades and I have already recovered the tanks from the less damaged units. Those that took a more severe beating are hard to scavenge. We decided to save both for another time, that time being now. Rather than prise them open piece by piece, it was quick to remove the outer casing using compact explosives. With luck, we'll gain access to the tanks without rupturing them. And the force generators. Yep. Before even bothering them, you should check the machines for food. Hey. How many do we need? Just the one, okay. Oh, there must be one that's full, or had some in it. Stay there. That's silly, isn't it? Why don't you just give me the one? Go. Thus we should be able to refuel quite a few of our healers. So we headed back, wait here while I go and see how after an alley there. Then. Hey.
Finally escaped the watchful gaze of your keepers, have we? Don't react. You'll only draw attention to yourself. Just carry on as you are and listen. After you left with the Garlean lad, Lucia bade a few of us scouts follow you at a discreet distance.
Oh.
We observed you being led into the station, but decided against venturing inside. When you emerged sometime later, and we saw that the twins were sporting Magitech collars, it was clear what had taken place. Now, as quietly as you can, tell me everything. The Legatus himself, eh? Now there's a surprise.
So, it's a matter
This is
of
also the
that
first
to be
I've
honest.
heard of a plan to join forces with the 10th and storm the Tower of Babel. An interesting development, and perhaps the opportunity we've been waiting for. Our comrades back at the camp also received some rather promising news, but it's still too early to get our hopes up. For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them. With luck, this will all be over soon. Until then.
Bye, Thancred. Bye.
They had not gone far.
We searched high and low, but no luck, I'm afraid. I might have guessed you'd be the only one to find anything.
I wasn't expecting much to begin with. Eventually, there will be nothing left out here for us to safely salvage. For now, this will have to suffice. We should return to the station.
Ah, there you are. Heard you'd gone hunting for ceruleum above ground. Brought back a king's ransom?
Hardly. But thanks to these three, we have enough to last a little while longer.
Well, well. It's not at all as I was expecting, these ones. For savages, they seem positively docile. It's a poor attempt at humor. In all honesty, I'm grateful for your efforts. But even with another night of warmth, there are those among us who may not live to see the morrow.
I trust your expedition was fruitful.
Lord Quintus!
Use what you procured to refuel the armor.
But, sir, what about the heaters for the camp?
The time for action is upon us. My men and I have matters to discuss. In the meantime, you are to wait here. Do not forget, you are being watched.
Oh dear.
The time for action. What did he mean by that?
I can only speculate. Clearly something requiring their magitech, given what we just heard. Whether they plan to utilize it now, or after they join with the 10th, is another question.
Oh. So to war, is it? Is Athena going to break his promise? Bring stuff anyway.
Will they ever escape this cold? Return to and reclaim the idyllic spaces of which Eula spoke?
Finished your war, Council?
Alphino and Alizé are to stay here, as our prisoners. They will be released once your comrades have relinquished their supplies and withdrawn from Garlean soil. Until our terms are met, they will be detained at a separate location.
After everything we've said and done, this is how you treat us.
Our allies have but limited supplies. They may stave off cold and starvation for a short while, but what then?
For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them.
That's not good.
Get them out of here.
Yeah, dude. So that's not cool. What the hell? Once again, Judas has been entrusted with an enviable task. You will accompany back to your camp, where I will meet your leader and present Lord Quintus's demands. Before we depart, however, I ask you, assuming your contingent complies, the supplies I surrender will need to be transported here. The task falls to Legionnaires Marcellius and Octavia, who will pilot Magitech armor to your headquarters. knew he would understand. Yo, what the fuck? She looks cool. Have you done as instructed? What do you mean by ask me Ely? I'm not at liberty to divulge that, but I can say that you have no cause for concern if our demands are met. You and I are in this together now. Like it or not, we have to cooperate. There is one other matter, a place I'd like to visit on the way to your camp. It's a short walk, but then follow me. Okay. Okay. Voilà. Julius lingers by the ruin, reluctant to leave and reluctant to stay, unable to move. This house?
This is my home.
Yeah.
Our home. At least it was, until that night. I was with Lord Quintus when the capital fell, and thus spared. My family, who did not own a radio, were less fortunate. When dawn came, I made my way here. My parents, my little brother and sister, they were still inside. But they weren't themselves, and they tried to.
That sucks.
And I had... I'd promised to take them away from the capital that very morning, to somewhere safe, to hide until the fighting stopped. I promised. The Garlean flag bears a chain. The bonds between our countrymen.
Oh, that's what it is.
A red link at its center. The blood of the fallen. Our loved ones who lived and died for Garlemald. But if she too fell, who would be left to remember them and their sacrifice? What enduring proof would there be that they were ever here?
Yo.
If we had turned to your gods, would they have saved us? I'm sorry, forget I spoke. We should go.
It's no use.
Believe me, I do not enjoy being here any more than you. But she wanted us to play along, so that is what we will do.
Indeed. Indeed.
It's so cold.
Dude.
Painfully so. Unbearably.
I've been thinking about what Quintus said. About why no one would accept Garlean rule. Irreconcilable differences. When coexistence isn't an option, only conquest remains. Varys at Gimlet said much the same. Only by uniting the world beneath a single standard would we rid ourselves of the Ascians. United as one people, one race cleansed of imperfections. A cold and unforgiving vision. And when we fail to live up to their standards, what place is there for us in their world? But the truly sad, truly frustrating thing is how damnably similar it all is to the lofty ideals of Father and the Forum. Non-intervention. Always non-intervention. Protect our knowledge and our people, and to hells with the rest of you. And yet, I can see how it happened. Varys and Father looked to their elders for guidance and took their virtues as their own. But for this world was of their making. In who else could they place their trust?
Speech.
All of us lost in a sea of chaos. Searching desperately for purpose and meaning. But it shouldn't just be an extension of another's. It has to be ours. It has to be.
I don't want to interrupt too much.
We all have a stake in this world. No one should be silenced.
I won't deny that we lack the experience of people such as Father or Quintus. Perhaps they've come to see the world as a series of problems, and the most efficient way of solving them, to reduce everything to fundamental forms. A stone is a stone, a cloud, a flower, no more than that. Simple descriptions that strip the subject of distinguishing characteristics. A man is a man, divided according to race, creed, or allegiance, and to some, defined by such associations.
Is that what you think?
In my misbegotten youth. But what I believed wisdom was no more than aggressive ignorance. I've since learned to look beyond the banners and the politics, to see people as individuals with their own hopes and dreams. As for my dream of building a better world, more complex than I had ever imagined. But it only spurs me onward, to find the wisdom and the strength to see it through to the very end.
Very emotional. Very motivational. Very mature.
All of our supplies and an immediate withdrawal. These are your conditions?
Demands. And you forgot about the airship. Once again, you will leave one behind. It will be used to return the prisoners. Their collars will be removed prior to the exchange.
So in the end, not even Father's
I bet
expertly
100%.
worded rhetoric could deter you from your chosen course.
Huh?
Not that I thought for a moment that it would. I've no love for violence, of course, but ours is a cause worth fighting for. I just wish he'd realize it too.
Yeah,
Sometimes the only way to protect the ones you love is to take a stand,
at least it has a lot
to
of gap
refuse to
mowing.
suffer in silence. I want you to know I share your conviction. Whether it be on the battlefield or in the debating chamber, I won't back down. I guess what I'm saying is...
You've found your own reason to fight.
Yes. Yes, I have. God's willing, there will come a day when we can finally lay down our arms, and there will be peace. But not until the Telophoroi have been defeated once and for all. And you, brother, will have a vital part to play. By your words and deeds, you'll lead the way.
I pray I am up to the task.
There'll always be naysayers. Those who think us fools for even trying. It's easy for learned elites to criticize earnest efforts and assert their moral superiority,
Oh my god,
all
it's been
without
going for
offering
ages.
alternatives. Not that their sophistry has ever wounded you. So stubborn and strong. Stronger than you even know. Don't ever change, you hear me? If you stumble, I'll be there to catch you. Or give you a thick ear. Maybe both, for good measure.
Thank you, Alice.
I don't know about that.
The scouts have secured Alize and Alphino. Their collars were removed without complication as well. They report no casualties, not for their party nor the guards, who will wake from their premature slumber in due course.
It would appear the situation has changed.
Oh dear.
I propose new terms. We have information that will be of great interest to Lord Quintus, and I wish to speak with him in person.
No. In the event you rejected our first proposal, we came prepared with a second.
Ambush!
More are coming! Make ready!
We, the loyal soldiers of the First Legion, proud servants of
Oh, God.
Garlemald,
Escalated quick. Let's go, dude.
of the fallen Emperor Varys, shall safeguard these lands from the barbarian hordes until our countrymen return! Stop, both of you!
This child may be the worst emissary I've ever seen.
We received an urgent communication from the Grand Company of Eorzea. Envoys from the Imperial Army, led by members of the 10th Legion, came to Alamigo and requested an audience. They explained that their efforts to coordinate the reclamation of the capital with the aid of the 4th, 5th, 8th, and 12th had ended in failure. Communication between most legions has broken down entirely. Most of the 10th's conscripts have deserted, leaving their forces severely depleted. That is why, unable to continue the fight on their own, they and their allies turned to the Grand Company of Eorzea for aid.
Lies! Every word!
It is the truth, and I have not finished. The 10th has requested that we deliver a message to Lord Quintus. Have the ill stand down.
You have been listening, my lord? What are your orders?
Oh dear, dude.
Inform her that we will honor the 10th's decision. Bereft of hope, and now dignity. I release you from your duty. All of you.
Did he kill himself?
I take solace, your radiance, in the knowledge you are not here to witness our debasement.
Dude, he's gonna kill himself, isn't he? Holy shit.
'Twas a grand, glorious dream we shared. Of a world united, of peace and prosperity.
Oh dear, dude.
We are ghosts, you and I, memories of days gone by. Bonds forged in blood that I will not see tarnished.
Dude.
Quickly! We have to reach the station before it's too late.
If there is still a chance that Quintus will agree to a truce, we must take it.
I just hope we get there before he and his men do something rash.
Oh no, dude. They're so hopeful. And they're gonna be utterly devastated again. Ah, fuck. Be quite a bit. Tell them to accept our aid if we were to arrive before us with the intent to do so. so annoying that I have to run back there. Bit too much running around, not enough doing. Okay. Ding a ding 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 ding. How can I get through here without engaging? Avoiding fights would be nice. Squeeze through. Oh. Cool. Can I get through here? Nice. It's confusing. Over here? No, okay. Go around. Huge. No, thank you. Right, this is going to be dark, isn't it? Henry and Julius. And too late. Too late for what? What's happened? It's Lord Quintus. He took his own life. After the news about the tent, he relieved us of our duties. Then, when he was alone, he... No, he wouldn't. Tancred and the others, assisted by the soldiers, have seen to his remains. In due course shall the legatus be afforded a proper burial. He released us from our duty. He wanted us to be free to choose our own fate. About him to guide us, where I have just this moment spoken with Lucia. We are ready to commence the transfer of refugees here to Camp Broken, should they be willing to accept our aid. Some would rather die, but most of us just want to live. Some of the standards be damned, we just want to live. We will need to speak with the refugees. They have to decide for themselves if they wish to come. If any would prefer to stay, we can have supplies brought over to them. It will be a hard journey for the others, but we'll see they reach their camp safely. That's sad, dude. Sabini Ennis. What sort of a name is that, dude? Only ever dreamed, was it? I think we could rebuild it all ourselves. Before this all began, I sent my wife and daughter away to the provinces. If there's a chance I might see them again, I'll take it. So take me with you, please. Well, got the 8th by sorted in the end, or it took with a few adjustments, and now it works as well as it ever did. From what I can tell, the one in later room is also functioning normal. That's where you lot are staying, isn't it? Now that most of us are packing up and leaving this place, I reckon there will be use for me and my skills over at your camp. Where's Julius? Ah, he's in here. Where's Alize? I could say. There she is. To employ healing magics now will likely invite catastrophe. The stars can't attest that from thy experiences at Victor's spoil. See, the Guardians view our ability to manipulate ether with the same suspicion that Mineo seems to magitate. She's the one who treated me with such kindness. I heard from the others that you're not from around here, eh? I thought you were one of us. Not that it makes much difference now. Purebloods, migrants, savages. After a while, the words start to lose meaning, until all you're left with is anger and fear and hate, and I'm too tired. If you and yours have come to offer aid, I'd be glad to accept you. We have much to discuss. I rescued the attack on Camp Broken Glass. What we'd hoped to talk about with Prentice. But all we can do is wait. More urgent matters demand our attention now. Are any of the refugees willing to come to our camp? Thank 12. You and I should go first and secure the route back to Camp Broken Glass. All the creatures and tempers going about, I expect we'll have our hands full. This should come in handy. Conqueror's Chain. Courtesy of our Limitian friends. It saved you from the tempered though. I saved for the tempered though. Yeah. I'll make a few points that need surveying on your map. Once you've taken care of the riffraff, we'll meet back at our camp. Yeah, right inside. Too. Okay, I'll check that there. Which is pugilist. Like, let's go. I guess I'm done here now. Right. hammock. Oh, I went past it. Wait. What? Did I fail? Oh. Oh, I need to do this, okay. Okay, we'll go here first. Oops. There it is. Who's that? Hello. Excuse me. You big guys? You old town? Oh. Convenient. Not like today. Okay. Okay, cool. Right, onwards. Back to language. Here we go. Hello. There you are. As I spent a man a few beats who went down without much of a fight. The temper proved somewhat troublesome, but those chains should keep them under control until our allies take them into custody. With that taken care of, I'm to gather a few supplies and then return to the station. While I see to that, would you mind appraising the CEO of our progress? As it happens, I have some rather pertinent information from our recent scouting for this, but I'll save that for later. First things first and all that. Hello. Henry, I was informed of Quintus's suicide and must have come at a great shock to his life. What of the refugees? I'm told some were receptive to our proposal, but I will hear your first-hand account. That so many did not hesitate to accept proves how desperate their situation has become. Well, we'll do our best to make them feel welcome. The troops have participated in the ambush are no exception. They will be afforded the same treatment as any other refugee, perfidy notwithstanding. After all, even if I wanted to make an example of them, there's no one left to learn from it. We will tell our allies that these soldiers were acting under the direct orders of their legators, and that following his suicide, they offered a full unconditional surrender. Perhaps Quintus thought that had he lived, he would be tried as a war criminal, and his men punished with him. Perhaps by taking his own life, he hoped to solve them of any culpability. Or perhaps, like many others, he was a true believer to the end. Who can say? I didn't know the man or his heart. His reasons, noble or otherwise, died with him, and it falls to us to clean up the mess. cutscene nothing. I assume you're curious about how matters appears here in your absence about what later happens. Now that we've procured cerulean from Tapper's Den, the recently repaired heaters provide much needed warmth. Furthermore, we prepare sufficient food for everyone. There is from tertium, shall find a hot meal waiting upon their arrival. There's one for you, so go ahead and get some well-earned rest. I believe that we're capable of wielding a ladle or two without your assistance. On your way. Might I ask you to speak to Stola? She was but recently attending to the wounded, but she's meant to be taking care of herself. See that she is. Let's go to see Stola. Upper breaks and inviting suspicion was that the what of the warrior of light. You and the twins have an established history of reckless disregard for your own well-being. We are all fortunate that none of you landed yourselves in my care. I've already quite enough to deal with between the tempered and the first wounded. Also, I commend their bodies. The toll their experiences taken on their hearts and their minds is another matter altogether. For their sake, we mustn't waver, but nor must we rush ahead in eagerness to see the day won, and in so doing invite disaster. Yep, okay. Let's go. We'll watch this and go for a break. Pretty, Sweeney. Oh, I missed it.
Is that all of them?
It's the people from the house.
The last of those who agreed to
Nice.
join us, yes.
Okay,
We
that's
left
fine.
heaters and provisions for those who wish to stay behind. They won't last forever, but hopefully they'll last long enough.
For now, I think everyone's earned a rest. We'll see to those in need of medical attention, so take the others with you and get yourselves some hot soup.
Warmth. At last.
Marvelous, isn't it? All thanks to the resourceful machinists of Ishgard, I might add. On their behalf, I bid you warm yourself to your heart's content.
Hold on. Your people might have scribbled a few things on a piece of parchment, but it was our Leminson Smiths that put the bloody things together.
Well, be that as it may, we single-handedly got the interior heating up and running again, didn't we?
The hells you did! We were there every step of the way.
They're gonna argue.
We?
You barely raised a finger to help, you ale-sodden reprobate.
I did a damn sight more than you lily-livered bilge rat.
Take that back. Make me. I will not stoop to your level.
Here.
Ah.
At ease, man. There's nothing funny in it. I'm from Alamigo, but was a conscript until recently. Used to eat this with the officers.
Apparently, it's adapted from a steppe recipe. This is my first time trying it, and I have to say, it's not half bad.
Ah, everyone's talking. This is probably confusing. I bet this is like...
It's a bit too flavourful for my liking.
People have so many different ideas. Eat
Perhaps
and drink
compared to
together.
what you're used to.
It's the little things that make life worth living, don't you think?
I know this is not a dream, and yet... I felt the same way at the Dragon Song War's end. Every morning I would step outside and need to be reminded that it wasn't my imagination, that my world had been forever changed. And just as I had grown accustomed to the idea, again you change my world in ways I never thought possible. Were it not for you and your fellow scions, the rifts between man and dragon and myriad tribes might never have been bridged. The Grand Company of Eorzea, the Ilsabard contingent. We owe it all to you. We've shed many tears in recent days, of pain and sorrow, triumph and joy. I much prefer the latter.
Little Lalafell?
I'm honored to fight by your side. As an Eorzean and Garlean both, I shall do all in my power to bring my peoples together.
Ah.
It is a remarkable achievement. Everything that I and the Populares had hoped for, and more.
Would that it had come sooner.
Indeed. Too many are not here to see it. And yet, there is a warmth in my breast, as if they still share in this moment.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Do we get, like, humans with, like, things in their head now?
On a night like tonight, the wind and cold seem to pass me by.
These two use elf models but have human faces.
On behalf of the Gallian Empire, thank you for inviting me today.
Oh no.
What? Emperor Varus?
They are being tempered. The talismans. Quickly!
Oh no, please no.
Save me, brave hero!
Ahem. My lord has requested your presence, and I would hate to disappoint him.
Oh god, what is going on?
The experiment was a success, but I fear our time is short. I shall begin the preparations.
What the hell's going on?
Now, it is time for you to awaken.
Come on. I just want to fight something. What is this?
Good morrow to you. Here, have a taste before it gets cold. Oh, but be sure to remove your helmet. Take a moment, too, to familiarize yourself with that borrowed flesh.
What is going on?
So, how does it feel? I, for one, find those first moments within a new body to be most refreshing.
What the fuck?
We had a Magitech engineer by the name of Aulus to thank for this method of soul extraction and implantation. I believe the two of you met briefly in Alamigo.
What the hell?
His was a rather sticky end, wasn't it? Thankfully, he was thoughtful enough to leave behind his mind-jack technology. I took the liberty of making some improvements and selecting you as my esteemed test subject.
Dude, pain in the ass, dude.
Come now. To us Asians, it is no different from trying on new clothes. Why not make the most of it by partaking in this fine cuisine? I must say, I have gone to great lengths to reunite you with my lord. When I discovered that his friend was in this neck of the woods, I suggested inviting you over for dinner. He never deigned to respond, but I took his silence as a resounding yes.
I don't like his voice. His voice sucks. What is that?
Oh my! Daddy is pleased his grumpy little boy has finally found his playmate. exposition is in order.
What the hell's going on, man?
The Garlean Empire has long outlawed all forms of religion. No gods to worship, no risk of summoning. Brilliantly simple.
Hell.
But people being people must turn to something or someone in their hour of need. Who then? Why, His Radiance the Emperor, of course. As you have observed firsthand, Garlemald has seen better days. The legendary Solus Zosgalvus, dead. Provinces near and far in open rebellion. Our bold new emperor assassinated. And that last one even sparked a civil war. What rotten luck.
Oh my lord. I don't actually know
The
what that
people
is.
cried out for salvation. Their earnest pleas, one might even call them prayers, a supplication united for the Empire to reclaim her former glory. And so their will did manifest, channeled through the corpse of none other than Emperor Varus himself.
Oh.
And lo, the Savior was born, the embodiment of the Garlean spirit, their anima. It calls to its subjects, compelling them to take up arms and fight. And just as the wealth and power gravitate towards the Empire's capital, so too does ether from every corner of the globe. The towers with which you and your allies have been so preoccupied were created as an extension of Anima itself. An ingenious design. Would you not agree, my lord?
Does the pursuit of prey you have bested before excite you? Of course not. Absent the challenge, the thrill, your prize is a hollow victory. Butchery.
So all of these towers belong to Anima? But that doesn't sound that interesting.
Perhaps you think that to be the extent of my promise. I have no doubt fallen in your estimation since Alamigo. Fair enough. But do not let your disdain deprive us, of an opportunity to craft an even more majestic moment of euphoria.
He's weird. Weird and uncomfortable.
I have been honing my craft as I set the stage for our reunion. Wheresoever there is suffering and despair, you appear to fulfill your duty as defender of this star.
I don't know if I like it. Anima being that. It's interesting that it is his dad.
The chaos and destruction that my hordes have wrought are my gifts to you alone.
Despair and the seeking of salvation from the people who were getting owned, but that all the towers also belong to Anima? It makes sense, right? So the Garlemald was in war, and lots of people were dying, and they were clinging to something after the assassination, praying for Varus to come back, and then...
At a loss for words?
Make it so powerful?
No matter.
Bring up those
As you
towers?
will learn, I have only just begun.
Oh, will you not finish your meal?
There is only one thing that can sate my hunger. And it would seem my friend has lost her appetite. I hoped this display of civility might prove an entertaining diversion, but clearly we are above such pretensions. While my lifeless body was in the possession of the Ascian, I too claimed another's as my own. It was an enlightening experience to fight in an unfamiliar form. Flaws and failings in my technique were plain to see. Whence rises one's true strength? The flesh? The soul? Perhaps you should like to discover the answer for yourself.
What is going on?
Or together.
What the fuck? Oh, he took her body, took my body. Oh, dude. What is going on? Oh, my word.
Oh dear! Whatever would happen if my lord were to greet your friends as you? I shudder to imagine what carnage he would wreak. We'd better hurry if we want to avert the bloodbath. You can thank me later for my generosity. Ah, there it is. Your camp, I believe. If I were to hazard a guess, I would say that you, the other you, is making her way there as we speak.
Oh my god. Go?
Alas, this you will have to walk from here. Or run, if you can manage it. My lord would be cross if I made it too easy. Such ingratitude. I'd not squander this fighting chance. After all, you've obstacles enough to overcome. Right on cue. Tempered soldiers, with standing orders to kill those not sworn to Anima. Under normal circumstances, you would make short work of them. But on this occasion, the odds are not so heavily stacked in your favor.
Oh my god. What about this?
Not bad at all. given your diminished capacity. Nevertheless, 'twould perhaps be prudent to keep to the shadows, scurrying about like a rodent.
Oh, my goodness, man. I don't know what to do. I need to get the thing, blow that. And this way. Under here. I guess that over there probably has the fuel I need. Still no fuel? Oh, fuck it out then. Looking at the checklist there. Excuse me. I guess I'll keep going further. Must be one more I missed somewhere. Here's headed to the random. It actually takes you as far as possible from where you need to be. Oh wow, that is. That is cringe. Okay, there. Can't move. my god. Did I win? Did I win? Unable to escape the blast, you begin to lose consciousness. Oh, I'm awake. Quick, we need to walk. Well, this is tragic. Run. Oh, it's getting faster. They all died. This is pretty brutal. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Fight. Fight.
It is a miracle we were able to restrain the Tempered without suffering casualties.
A welcome one. Arun, Senna and the others have their hands full as it is. Thankfully, there are enough scales for everyone.
And what of Euless? His symptoms were particularly severe.
They were, but others fared still worse, including some brought back from the Magna Glacius. As those in most desperate need take priority, it may be a while before he receives treatment. But rest assured that he will. In the meantime, we must find our missing friend. May the Fury guide you.
Uh-oh.
Of all the bloody times for a disappearing act.
Right when the first wave struck, we'd be fools to think it a coincidence. But where even to begin the search? No one saw her leave in the chaos, and we've no trail to follow.
While I know full well she can handle herself, I worry all the same.
Ah, speak of the devil.
Oh my god.
Well, time to call off the search.
Oh no.
Case closed.
That's her, over there.
Aye, 'twould appear so. Thou art struggling to perceive her presence?
I am. Perhaps, in the aftermath of the wave, there is some residual effect interfering with my faculties. But...
Where have you been? We've been worried sick.
Oh.
Now, all's well that ends well. Are you all right?
Are you all right?
Who are you?
Sadly, that is all we have time for today. The effect has run its course, and back to your own bodies you must go.
Oh my god.
But where are my manners? You have all traveled so very far, and I've yet to pay my respects. Though in my defense, I was ill-prepared to receive so many uninvited guests.
I thought someone was going to die then.
As such,
I thought, like,
preliminary
Danny
entertainments
was gonna
were
get
in
wrecked.
order.
I'm pretty sure one of the twins are going to die.
A handful of tempered soldiers to hamper your progress. Refugees to command your attention while I siphon the ceruleum from the shadows. Particularly effective. Charitable souls that you are, you bent over backwards to aid them, heedless of the delay, predictable to a fault. And so my plan approaches completion unhindered. Anima will soon have absorbed the requisite amount of ether, and then shall come the spectacle to end all spectacles. The eldest and most powerful of primals will awaken, and all shall bear witness to the final days!
The evil Lalithor laugh is so weird.
The gods themselves will be my meal. Your dear companions my dessert. Upon this world I'll feast, and death shall follow in my wake.
That hurts my eyes. Chill.
All your hate, all your rage, you will render unto me.
Oh my god.
For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, weal enmeshed with woe. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence. Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation.
Thank goodness. She's awake.
Is everyone alright?
Perfectly fine, yes. I hope the same can be said of you.
Everything in working order? That's a relief. Oh, and before I forget, thanks for coming to our rescue.
Given recent events, I would be surprised if you weren't feeling a bit poorly. A hearty meal and a long rest would be my recommendation under normal circumstances, but these are anything but. If Van Daniel's boasts are to be believed, we must act quickly.
Yeah, dude. We'll go
Once
fight
you've
Anima.
blown away the cobwebs, we can discuss preparations for our assault on the Tower of Babel.
How many cool pointless tricks must they play? So. Right, I think that's where I'm going to stop for the day. Come back maybe a bit later. Finish this.